It can be frustrating, but why does it seem like stupid people are always getting ahead of everybody else? Well, guys, let's break this down a little bit further because I think there's a little bit more than meets the eye there. So I'll give you guys the three keys as to why those folks seem to be able to always, move forward and do big things in life. So number one, they have the right view of risk. Look, guys, whether we like it or not, 99% of the people out there have no clue about risk and severely overestimate it, more importantly. Those are just facts. Could not tell you how many folks I sit down with and they go, ooh, the stock market's risky. Ooh, real estate investing is risky. When that is simply not true. It is risky whenever you jump in at the top and you have no clue what you're doing. That is risky. I would agree there completely. But the riskiest thing you can do is the thing that most people do, period, which is they do nothing. They never start a business. They never really actively invest. And then they wonder why they can't get ahead in life. That's exactly right, because they overestimate what the actual risk is. And they don't realize that by following the 99%, right, you're choosing the riskiest thing. Now you feel the safest because everybody else is there too, right? It feels safe, but you're actually choosing the riskiest thing you can do instead of learning how to invest in the stock market properly, instead of learning how to invest in real estate properly, instead of learning how to properly start a business and choose the correct business to start. Because you're right. If you choose the wrong business to invest in, it is a terrible idea. If you choose the wrong business to start, it's a much harder road to hoe than some of the others that have a high likelihood to succeed. You're right. If you don't ever learn about business, starting a business is a terrible idea, right? They all require work, but yet folks are so afraid of the quote unquote perceived risk that they take on the riskiest option overall. I want you guys to avoid that and understand that a lot of those folks, they just understand risk a heck of a lot better than the vast majority of people do. So next up, they are not constrained. Look, guys, they don't care about the rules. They don't care about norms or societal norms or anything else like that. Starting a business for them makes sense, right? Working for someone else just doesn't. It's just kind of one of those things. They don't care what the rules say you should do. Hey, go to college, get a job, buy a house, white picket fence, 2 kids, 2.5 dogs, whatever the numbers are. I don't even know what they are anymore. The point being, that makes no sense to them. What does make sense is not following that rule at all and doing statistically what is best, making the best decision for them, doing what is the most freeing for them. Because they have the right view of risk, they don't view it as more risky. They view it as less risky and less of an albatross over the whole rest of your life by taking on all that debt and doing all those traditional type things. They are not bound by any of those societal norms. Therefore, that is why it seems like they are always getting ahead so much more than everybody else. It seems unfair, but the reality is they're just not playing by your rules that are artificial. Now, I'm not talking about cheating on your taxes or illegal things, right? I'm talking about more societal norms, more societal rules. If you're willing to break those and break away, that right there is a massive, massive key that they understand that unfortunately the vast majority of us do not understand and get stuck in. Which leads me perfectly to number 3, which is they don't give a crap. Look, guys, in the end, they dress that way. They look a little bit funny. They act a little bit funny because they just don't care, because they realize it doesn't matter. It's all fake in the end. They are not worried about your opinion of them. They're not worried about whether or not you like what they're doing or not. And that's why their social circle changes as time goes on. The old saying, and it's true, right? You show me your 5 closest people, and I'll show you exactly what you are, what you're going to be. If you want to be a high-level entrepreneur or an investor, and nobody in your inner circle is a high-level entrepreneur or investor, or at least pursuing that actively, guess what? You're probably never going to be there and be stuck in the same exact spot. You got to bring in folks who also don't give a crap about what everybody says, and everybody's saying you're crazy to invest in real estate or the stock market or start a business or whatever the case is. Bring in folks who have done it successfully or are striving to do it all successfully, so that way you're all solving those problems together, and you'll start to see that everything in your life changes. But it starts with not caring about what people think in the first place. I would not be where I'm at with today with all the different assets, all the different experiences, all the different everything, with life continually being like this buffet of things to choose in life as I move forward. If I would have listened to everybody else and I would have cared what everybody else thought. Now, it doesn't mean you don't love them or you don't appreciate their concern or whatever the case is, but you have to understand that concern is probably coming from ignorance, right? I cannot tell you how many folks told me, oh, don't invest in real estate. Why? You don't own any real estate. You've never owned any real estate. Well, I read that they're trying to look out for your best interest, but they have no freaking clue, right? I've made millions of dollars off of real estate. Those are facts. Same exact thing with the stock market, same exact thing with starting businesses, but yet there are loved ones in all of our lives who are looking out for our best interest, but they just have no idea. Just like the risk discussion earlier, they don't know what the actual risks are. They just know what everybody else says. And that's the danger in it right there. Is that's the reason why so many folks get stuck in that 99%, because then you believe that instead of actually looking up the real statistics, instead of really understanding the risk, but more importantly, not giving a crap about the judgment, about what anybody else is going to think, right? Sure as heck is nice. A lot of us, you can't go to the mall without looking a certain way, right? Or out to dinner without looking a certain way. I understand sometimes you got to get into a restaurant and they have a dress code, but they don't have a dress code. Why are you caring what you look like whenever you get there? Do you care? A lot of those folks figured out a long time ago, I'm not going to worry about what anybody else thinks. I'm going to focus on doing the best thing for my business, for my investments, whatever the case is. And that is why they're seeing so much success. While it may seem like you're kind of stuck right where you're at there. And that's part of what we did with the Blacklist Financial Freedom Program, which is the pinned comment down there. We show you exactly how to break apart from that traditional retirement, that traditional way of doing things, all that sort of stuff like that, and just do a math-based approach to retirement, to making it work to where you can retire in as little as 1 year and as little as $300,000. We make that possible with math, doing it there. Now it's different. You're gonna look different than everybody else. You got to basically do these 3 things that we just talked about in order for you to successfully navigate it. But it's right there. It's available for you. We give you a complete blueprint through it, complete with experts helping you out along the way. Check it out. It's the pinned comment down there. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.